You don't lose people by accident. You lose them when your soul finally opens its eyes. One day you wake up and realize that the heaviness you've been carrying was never yours to begin with. It came from the people you trusted, the people you loved, the people you allowed close to your heart. Not everyone who smiles at you is safe. Not everyone who calls you family is meant to stay. Some people don't come into your life to walk with you. They come to feed on your energy, your kindness, your light. And the moment you begin to feel drained for no clear reason, that is not weakness. That is awareness being born. There are connections that feel normal on the surface but poisonous underneath. You laugh with them, talk with them, share space with them, yet something inside you feels tired afterward. Your chest feels heavy, your thoughts feel cloudy, your peace feels disturbed. You try to explain it away. You tell yourself you're overthinking, you tell yourself they didn't mean it, but your spirit doesn't lie. It reacts before your mind can catch up. And when your spirit reacts, it's because something is wrong beneath the surface. Man, some people don't hurt you with words, they hurt you with presence. Just being around them shifts your mood. Just listening to them speak drains your motivation. They always have problems but never solutions. Drama follows them like a shadow. Chaos surrounds them like air. They don't ask how you're doing unless it leads back to them. They don't listen to understand. They listen to unload. And without asking, they place their emotional weight onto your shoulders, then walk away lighter while you feel heavier. This is how energy theft works. Quiet, subtle, constant. You become the container for their pain, their frustration, their confusion. And the more empathetic you are, the easier it is for them to attach. They don't need to insult you. They don't need to attack you. They just need access. And once they have access, they take more than you realize. Pay attention to how you feel after interactions. Not during, after. Do you feel calm or anxious, clear or confused, motivated or exhausted? Your body keeps score even when your mind tries to forget. And when your body reacts the same way every time you're around someone, that pattern is not random. It's a message. Some people enter your life wearing the mask of concern. They have the mask of sense. Some people enter your life wearing the mask of concern. They speak softly. They sound caring. They say they're just being honest, but their words slowly plant doubt in your mind. Doubt about others. Doubt about yourself. Doubt about your decisions. They never attack directly. They suggest. They hint. They whisper. They say things like, I don't want to say anything, but, or maybe I'm wrong, but. And with those few words, they begin to divide you from people who genuinely care about you. They don't destroy relationships loudly. They weaken them quietly, one conversation at a time, one seed of suspicion at a time. And while you're trying to process the confusion, they step back and pretend they had nothing to do with it. This is how manipulation hides. Not in chaos, but in calm voices and friendly faces. The dangerous part is that these people often look loyal. They say they're protecting you. They say they're on your side. But if someone constantly brings division without bringing peace, that is not protection. That is control. Isolation makes manipulation easier. And once you're emotionally separated from those who strengthen you, and you become easier to influence, easier to drain, easier to shape. Watch how people react when you start healing, when you begin setting boundaries, when you stop oversharing, when you choose peace over chaos. Some will celebrate you, others will feel threatened. The ones who feel threatened are not losing you, they're losing access. There are people who are comfortable with you only when you're broken, when you doubt yourself, when you need them. They show up during your lowest moments, not to lift you, but to feel important. And the moment you start standing on your own, their tone changes, their support fades, their energy shifts. They mock your growth, they minimize your progress, they disguise jealousy as jokes and insecurity as advice. They don't want you strong, they want you dependent, because your independence exposes their emptiness. Your confidence reminds them of everything they avoided becoming. And instead of facing themselves, they try to pull you back down to a level where they feel safe. Boundaries reveal everything. When you say no, when you ask for space, when you protect your time, the truth comes out. People who respect you will adjust. People who benefit from your lack of boundaries will resist. They'll guilt you. They'll say you've changed. They'll act hurt. Not because you did something wrong, but because you stopped allowing them to take without giving. You are not required to explain your healing to people who are comfortable with your suffering. You are not obligated to stay accessible to those who never respected your limits. Your peace is not selfish. It is necessary. Some people copy you, your words, your style, your energy. At first it feels like admiration. But then you notice something else. They repeat your ideas as if they're their own. They mirror your personality. And behind your back, they slowly question your character. They plant doubts about you in the minds of others while presenting themselves as the more real version. This is not inspiration. This is insecurity wearing a smile. They don't want to become better. They want to replace you. And when imitation turns into sabotage, it's no longer coincidence. It's strategy. Tender guilt is another chain they use, not love. Love, guilt. They remind you of what they've done for you. They remind you how much they need you. They make you feel responsible for their emotions. And you stay not because it's healthy, but because you're afraid of being seen as heartless. But love does not trap. Love does not manipulate. Love does not demand self-destruction in the name of loyalty. Bond, if someone only stays connected to you through guilt, that connection is already broken. You are not abandoning anyone by choosing yourself. You are rescuing yourself. Sometimes the warning comes as anxiety. You feel it before you understand it. Your chest tightens, your thoughts race, your energy drops. Nothing obvious is happening, yet your body reacts. That is not imagination. That is intuition. Your nervous system recognizes what your mind hasn't labeled yet. Peace feels light. Safety feels calm. If someone consistently brings tension into your body, confusion into your mind, and heaviness into your spirit, that is not a healthy bond. That is a signal. Notice who becomes uncomfortable when you speak truth. Notice who withdraws when you shine. Notice who claps when you rise and who disappears. Pain reveals character. Success reveals envy. Healing reveals intentions. Not everyone is meant to walk with you into your next chapter. Some people were only meant to show you what you no longer accept, and this is only the beginning. The truth is, your life begins to change the moment you stop ignoring what your soul has been trying to tell you. You were never meant to carry everyone. You were never meant to bleed quietly just to keep others comfortable. Every time you felt drained, confused, anxious, or smaller around certain people, that wasn't weakness. That was your inner wisdom asking you to pay attention. Some people don't come to grow with you. They come to test how long you'll tolerate being drained. They come to see how much of yourself you'll give away before you finally choose yourself. And the moment you stop feeding what was feeding on you, resistance appears, guilt appears, fear appears. But so does clarity. Let this sink in deeply. Anyone who truly loves you wants you peaceful, not exhausted. Anyone who truly supports you wants you growing, not shrinking. Anyone who truly belongs in your life respects your boundaries without punishment. The rest were only attached to the version of you that had no limits. Sentient. You are allowed to walk away without explaining yourself 100 times. You are allowed to choose silence over chaos. You are allowed to protect your energy like it is sacred, because it is. You don't need permission to outgrow environments that suffocate your spirit. You don't need approval to leave spaces that no longer feel safe inside your body. Beaters. Some people will call you cold when you stop letting them drain you. Some will say you've changed when you stop accepting disrespect. Let them talk. Growth always looks like betrayal to those who benefited from your silence. Healing always feels like abandonment to those who thrived on your pain. Binens, you were not born to be a container for everyone else's darkness. You were born to live, to breathe freely, to rise, to become. And the moment you decide to choose peace over familiarity, strength over guilt, truth over comfort, your life begins to align in ways you never imagined. Baines, pay attention to who remains when you stop overgiving. Pay attention to who respects your no. Pay attention to who celebrates your healing without trying to control it. Those are your people. The rest were lessons, not lifetimes. From this moment forward, move differently. Listen to your body. Trust your intuition. Guard your peace. Speak less. Observe more. You don't need to confront everyone. Distance is often the loudest answer. Your silence will reveal more truth than any argument ever could. And now, this is where your responsibility begins. Mansure and Shusten Shudi Pientent, choose yourself, even when it feels uncomfortable. Walk away, even when your heart trembles. Protect your energy, even when others don't understand. Because the life you want cannot be built in the same space that keeps breaking you. Tamund, if this message spoke to you, don't ignore it. Let it change how you move. Let it change who you allow close. Let it be the moment you finally stop betraying yourself to keep others comfortable. Take a deep breath. Release what no longer serves you. Step forward lighter than before. And as you move into the days ahead, may your heart be guarded, your mind be clear, and your spirit be strong. May peace replace confusion. May strength replace guilt. May clarity replace fear. May you attract people who honor your boundaries, respect your growth, and celebrate your light without trying to dim it. May you walk boldly into your next chapter with confidence, wisdom, and calm. May you never again ignore the voice inside you that knows the truth. And may your life be filled with protection, alignment, and peace you no longer have to fight for. You deserve that always.